Law Simplified with Justice is anchored by Justice Madufuro. Tice Maddox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. We are well equipped in our litigation and advocacy for the benefit of our clients, corporates, and individuals. Why not visit us at 5 Oakfield House, Oakfield Road, Ilford, London, IG1 1EF. We are just 15 minutes from Liverpool Street Station. Tice Maddox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, and welcome to Law Simplified with Justice. Tice Maddox Solicitors is a 21st century law firm because we are positioned to represent you in your best interest. Ladies and gentlemen, Law Simplified with Justice is only a vehicle to which to lead you to come to Tice Maddox Solicitors, where we take full detailed instruction from you and advise you. Our work and our expertise lies on advising you, representing you in form of representation, litigation on your behalf, and advocacy in any court in England and Wales, including the European Court of Justice. Ladies and gentlemen, today I brought you a very beautiful topic, as usual, and I want you to sit back and listen to it and to get you to take action. Pass the message on to your friends and neighbors, relatives, and whoever that needs this legal advice to please give us a call on the screen and make an appointment to come and see me in the office, and we'll take detailed instruction from you and advise you appropriately. My name is Justice Madufuro. I'm a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales, or the Senior Court of England and Wales. I am also a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I'm still practicing. Advocacy and litigations are my skills. Tice Maddox Solicitors is poised to represent you in your best interest from the areas you can see on the screen, from criminal law to employment law, to commercial contracts and commercial disputes, down to family law, to immigration, and to any form of civil litigation that you are going through, about to go through. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tice Maddox Solicitors. I will crack on to let you know first that whatever I discuss on this program, as you know, or indeed my discussant, as you all know, I bring discussants on this program to discuss certain areas of law and to share the views to get you to take action. They are not legal advice. They are merely to enable you, inform you, and to get you to take action. And what is that action? To take up the telephone, pick up the telephone, give us a call, book an appointment, and come to the office to see me. Ladies and gentlemen, consultation fee is payable when you book an appointment to see me in the office. And I will take a detailed instruction from you and advise you accordingly. I will crack on today with yet another explosive topic, as you can see on the screen. Today is immigration law, family life. Immigration law, family life. And you may wonder to say, what is family life? What aspect of family life do I need to make an application? Now, let me jog your mind. Family life is imputed and provided for under the immigration rules. It becomes part of the immigration rules in this country. From the July 2012, it became a particular rule of which you can apply within the rules. Family life is enshrined in Article 8 of the European Convention of Human Rights and now adopted by the domestic laws of the United Kingdom, which is the Human Rights Act of 1998. If you are a follower of this program, I discuss private life. I jogged your mind on private life. These are basic points. Now, private life and family life go pari passu, which means they go together. They're in tandem with each other. However, there are certain times private life is separated away from private life, from family life. But in this circumstance, in this episode I'm discussing today, family life in immigration stands alone on its own and fused together with private life. Family life provided for under Article 8 of the European Convention of Human Rights and that of the Human Rights Act 1998. It provides that for private and also family life fused together. And in that arm, which means that you have the right to protect of your family life, You have the right for family life to be protected or private life to be protected in this country. However, there are circumstances where those rights will be breached. And if it's breached, they are assumed to be legal and in order. Which means that even if you bring forth family life and the government under its authority and its right and its obligation to provide and to protect immigration borders, have the authority and the power to interfere with your private and family life. In that circumstance, you will lose that family life aspect. Now, as I said to you before, the family life has been infused in immigration law. Rather, even if you don't meet within the rules, your family life can also stand outside the rules. Okay? Outside the rules. Tice Maddox Solicitors knows where to find out where your family life lies. When we take detailed instruction from you, I will know whether it falls within or outside of the rules and will advise you accordingly. You may be sitting on now, you have children. You have stepchildren, for instance. You also have your own children, or you have either of them. You may be sitting there, you have series of your family members in this country. Not necessarily your own children, not necessarily biological to you. Those either you adopted, those you're fostering, and those you're looking after. These are all families. It doesn't really end in children. It goes further to adult males, adult females. They are all family. Uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, grandparents, grandmothers, grandfathers, whatever it is, as long as there's a trace of a link in family, these will all constitute private family life. But whether the family life is strong enough is another point which I will get to in the course of this program. So, Article 8, the family life which we're discussing today, gives you that opportunity to make an application to regularize your stay in the United Kingdom on that basis, which means that the Home Office or the Secretary of State will have to consider these circumstances of your family life and make a decision whether or not they need to protect it or whether they need to breach it, whether that is going to be interfered with legally or not. And once that is considered, they make a decision. Now, let me also let you know that your family life is not an unrestricted right for you to remain in the United Kingdom. It is not. But it's certainly a point where the Secretary of State or the Home Office will have to consider whether or not that interference with that will breach that right. It is not an automatic right that you have children here, therefore you must stay here. It is not an automatic right because you have a husband or partner you've lived with for a certain age or certain years that you will be allowed to remain here. It is not a statutory right. But however, under this convention rights, meaning that they are empowered and they are also obliged under the law to consider these aspects of your family life. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that when you are building your family life in this country, that could be a point where you can use to regularize a stay in this country? Now that's family life for you. Family life list is inexhaustive, which means that there are certain criteria of people that can come under it and can come within it. And that those who cannot come within it. At Tice Maddox Solicitors, what we do is to take detailed instruction from you. Take witness statements from all that are your family members, presumed family members, extended within and outside family members. We take detailed witness statements and instructions from them, prepare it accordingly, make a persuasive submission on your behalf, and then lodge the application, citing persuasive case laws, of which the caseworker will have no other alternative but to consider one form of leave to remain or the other. Ladies and gentlemen, Tice Maddox Solicitors. Tice Maddox Solicitors have come of age in terms of taking detailed instruction, in terms of representing you and making strong applications on your behalf. Immigration family life. I was saying that before, and I said that is a criteria of which you can make an application. Now, this is very vast. Your family life can come under the European Convention rights, which is what I said before, and that European Convention rights come under as a result of the fact that the United Kingdom is a member of the European Economic Areas, which is a member of the EU, European Union. Because of that, they are bound by that decision. They are bound by they are signatory to these conventions. So as a result of that, they have to obey it. So cases that trickle in from the European Court of Justice automatically is adopted and obeyed by this court, by this country, either in the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal or the upper tribunal in this country. It trickles down because the decision of the European Court of Justice binds the United Kingdom, which means that Tice Maddox solicitors will fish out case laws that are being decided in the European Court of Justice and use it to make an application on your behalf, in addition with the domestic case laws that are trickling down from the Supreme Court down to the Court of Appeal, ladies and gentlemen, and up to the upper tribunal on courts of record. Ladies and gentlemen, family life. Now, the family life can also emanate as a result of the European right, being in that the United Kingdom is a member of the EU. It can also emanate on the basis of the domestic law here, which means the family life that is under the domestic law of England and Wales, or the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, so there are two different family life, of which your application can be made. The ones that are emanating from the EU as a result of the United Kingdom signatory to that, and also from the domestic law itself, which means that if your family member is if your sponsor or your family member is a member of the European Union, is the country where the national of the EEA is part of the European Union, that is a family life on its own in one hand. In the other hand, is your family member is a British citizen settled in the United Kingdom, settled, underlined, in the United Kingdom, then you can come under domestic law. Isn't it wonderful that I join all this together to produce a wonderful representation and submission on your behalf? This is what we do at Tice Maddox Solicitors. This is what we do at Tice Maddox Solicitors. We are an expert in what we do. We are apart from the others. We are not like the others. Others even come to us to seek advice from us on how we've done it, on how our solid representation and drafting. You see, it's not people out there who just draft. We draft like lawyers. We don't draft like laymen. We draft like lawyers. We make solid representation on your behalf that a caseworker will have no alternative, underline, to grant one leave or the other. At least I agree with all our submissions. Even if they refuse the submissions which we've made, which they accepted, we can use it, escalate your matter to the Judicial Review Permission, and even to make further representation on your behalf. Tice Maddox Solicitors, this is the firm that you need. Address on the screen. When you call us to speak to us, to sit down in a very lovely environment and no hassle environment to seek proper legal advice. That is what you need. If you're a minority in this country, you are regulated under the immigration rules. You must seek legal advice. Seek qualitative legal advice. And not juncating from one legal representative to the other. You don't need to do that. That's why this program is for you. For you to come, take action. One-stop shop. You do not need to go to another legal representative to ask questions because all that you need will be encapsulated in our advice. And we will give you this advice as it deems fit in your best interest, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on from that, these applications can come under that. A lot of people have come to me from applications they made elsewhere. They come to the firm. It appears that the other representative who made this application on their behalf have made this application wrongly. Now, I made mention about settled in the United Kingdom. Some people have made an application when none of their sponsors is settled in the United Kingdom. Settlement is different. If you have limited leave to remain in the United Kingdom, you do not have settlement. But pause there. I can tell you that even if you have limited leave to remain, and we are towing the root of the family life, the ingredients, the criteria of which we can make an application for you will be sure that even if it's not within the rules, certainly exceptional circumstances in Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights or Article of the Human Rights Act 1998 will be infused into the application that the Secretary of State or the caseworker on behalf of the Secretary of State will begin to list this application one after the other with the criteria of which we have listed on its headings and dealt with, make submissions with case laws, persuasive and completely genuine applications. It's not just making and citing case law that are irrelevant, that completely has not bearings whatsoever to the facts and circumstances of your case. But that is not what we do at Tice Maddox Solicitors. We cite case laws, we bring in decisions, dictums of respected judges, and cite them that are persuasive, strong, and enough to kickstart a reasoning with the caseworker. Pause there. I will take a brief minute where I just take a brief break, and I'll return back, and I'll carry on with where I stopped. I remain Justice Madufro. This is Law Simplified with Justice. Stay tuned.
Tice Maddox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. Tice Maddox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, and welcome back to the program. Before I took a very short break, I introduced to you of the needs which make a solid application for you. And this is what we do at Tice Maddox Solicitors. Law Simplified with Justice is merely a vehicle, as I said earlier, to enable you to take a step forward. Take a step further. If you are a minority in this country, I keep saying it, and I will keep saying it until somebody gets it into his understanding. As long as you're a minority in this country, and as long as you do not have leave to remain in this country, you are limited to your success. You're limited to your success because you have to obey the laws of the land. As a matter of fact, if you're a Christian, you must obey the laws of the land, because God said that government is constituted authority of God, which means that what they put in the rules, you must adhere to them. Now, even if you fall short of the rules, if you fall short of the laws of the land, mitigation can be put for you. Mitigation is to mitigate your circumstances. It's to mitigate certain aspects which you have breached the rules. That's mitigation. But you cannot but sit down in your house and walk away and go to look for work. That is not enough. Before you start looking for work or whatever job you're doing, first of all, take a step to regularize your stay. Law Simplified with Justice is a vehicle right in your house to get you to take action. Pick up the phone, call the office line or the mobile number, but preferably call the office line, and you'll be booked an appointment to come to the office. You have to pay consultation fee. You have to pay consultation fee, and we'll take the matter on from there and deal with it accordingly. Deal with it accordingly. You will know your rights. You will know what you need to do. If you're a minority, be you black, yellow, Asian, whatever color, brown that you are, be Chinese, Asian, African, American, as long as you are not a member of the EU, or you're not a family member of EU, or not a family member, even if a family member of a British citizen, is not sufficient to just relax, because you will need to make some form of application to regularize your stay. You've come in here as a visitor, come in here even with no papers, come in here through any medium you use to enter the United Kingdom. You can't just leave it there. You must take action, because if the government picks you, they have to remove you to your country of origin. It is a standard, and it's required that you have to leave. But however, in order for you to save you those agony, save you those stress, save you those additional and double expenses which you have to spend before, once you've been picked up and detained by the immigration authorities, it will be difficult for you. And guess what? Most of you that have been detained and have called me, it's difficult for you because nobody, at that point in time, you do not have any friend anymore who can assist you to pay your fees. It is wise that you take steps right now that you can watch me, you can hear me, and that you can actually go out there and do whatever you need to do to get money to regularize your stay. Because this will be the focal point, it will be the standing point, the starting point for your success. Everybody is bound to succeed. God has created everybody to succeed in your field of endeavor, whether or not you are practicing it here in this country or whatever. Some of you have come from other countries as graduates, but you'll be limited or completely handicapped from your success. Making an application to regularize your stay will enable you to begin to have good hope to move and kickstart your career. That's why Tice Maddox Solicitors is the firm that you need to touch, speak to, sit down with, talk about your case, and we will advise you accordingly. As I said to you, I am an expert in this field I discuss with you. I am thorough in the applications I make. I'm thorough in the investigations I do. I'm thorough in my witness statements I draft. I'm thorough in my submissions. This is what you need. I'm thorough when I come to court in upper tribunal, in the first state tribunal, upper tribunal, even in the court of appeal, to make an advocate for you. You can count on Tice Maddox Solicitors. Now, moving away from that quickly to cap up this issue and topic of family life, which I've introduced and discussing under here, you have to understand that family life can come in as a result of your children in this country. So your application can be made on the basis of a parent of a British citizen or a settled citizen. You can make an application and the family life that can come under there. Now, your application can also be moved to make an application further, even as a partner of a person who is settled in the United Kingdom, as a partner or a spouse of the person who is settled in the United Kingdom. Now, I like to use this word spouse because under the immigration law, spouse is taken to be those who are married and those who have lived together for 2 years in the relationship akin to a marriage. Under the immigration purpose, the spouse has been defined to be that, which means that if you've been living with your partner for 2 years consistently, don't worry how you want to prove that. Don't worry. I know some of you are worried that I have a partner for 3 years, I can't prove it. How can I do that? That is why you need to come to the experts, Tice Maddox solicitors, who will take instructions from you. When I take instructions from you, you will know that you actually meet the requirement, even if you have not in any way, you do not in any way meet the statutory or the documentations to prove that you've lived together with your spouse for 2 years. I will take instructions from you, and I will escalate your matter and advise you. You'll be shocked that you meet the rules. You'll be shocked that you meet the requirement of 2 years requirement in a relationship akin to a marriage. This is it. That's what you get. And that is why I'm bringing this program to you. It is a humanity thing to make sure that you regularize your stay, to be a voice to assist the minority so that they can stand on their right, they can walk tall, they can stand tall, they can move their career further, they can expand, they can assist their extended families who are within and outside the United Kingdom. Because if you do not have your papers, you can't assist anybody. You can't, because you haven't even assisted yourself. It'll be difficult to assist your family members. And that is why this program is out for you. It's program out for you to kickstart you to take action. Now, the application could be under that, as I said, 2 years as a family member. If you don't have it, the proof for it, give me a call on the screen. You're saying there. And therefore, it will grow on with your extended family members, with those within you, either those of your uncles, as I said earlier, your cousins, your nephews, and these are your family members in the United Kingdom. Those that have lived here, those that are now living here, and those that you've taken to be, even if your family members are not within this United Kingdom, but outside the shores of the United Kingdom. But the ones that you have here are so akin to you, are so important in your welfare, in your upgrade, or your upbringing, and in your accommodation, and in whatever they assist you in doing. We will take further instruction from you and see where they come under to be persuasive enough to come under the family life. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? It's not every of my criteria and strategies that I will explain to you on screen. Never. Obviously, I don't. I don't explain all my strategies. I don't explain the case laws. I don't explain all this on screen. They are just merely to get you to take action. And then when you come, we'll take that detailed instruction that is required, and then we'll begin to fit in under the schedule. And from there, we'll be able to bring out solid application that will make sense. Not just applications. Sometimes people will refer cases to me. Some of them have gone to other places, have made serious useless applications, and then it's refused. They watch this program and they come to me. When I look at the application, they ought not to make that application. Even if they made the application, the vital ingredients that's needed to boost that application were not included. The necessary case laws that have been out there were not included. And as a result of that, the application fails. So when they come to me, I'll advise them how we can remedy it, if it's remediable. If it's not remediable, then we can advise them how to take the next step in order to take a step further. You can never be tired of regularizing your stay. You can never be tired of making a fresh application or any other application you need to, or that deemed fit you need to make. You can never be tired. Don't say I've spent so much. Never. As long as your papers are not in this country, keep spending it. Hear my voice. Keep spending it. Because the Home Office will know that you're taking steps. Not just that. God will know that you're taking steps. You're doing your path. Then God will do the rest for you. But you sit down there, no matter how you pray, no matter how you would fast, no matter who you meet, as long as you're not making applications, it will not in any way be a point to regularize your stay. You must take that step. And that's why when you come to Tice Maddox solicitors, you are assured of a continuous, a human face, at least you can see. A human face, a human compassion. Empathy is what we put with you. We know how you feel. We know you spend so much. That will take that into account when we ask you for a fee. We are not excessive. We are very moderate. We are very moderate. And we do that because of your circumstance. Because we know that if you put a smile on your face, you assist thousands of your family members. That means that we have succeeded in fulfilling our own ministry. And that ministry is to assist those who are downtrodden, the common man in the society, those who have no voice, those who have no help, those who need someone to speak for them, those who need those to advocate on their behalf. And that's what Tice Maddox Solicitor stands for. That's what I stand for. My name is Justice Maduforo. As you know, I am vast. I am a specialist in these areas of law I talk to you about. Tice Maddox Solicitors will do the same in the areas of criminal law. from confiscation proceedings to forfeiture proceedings, to money laundering, to fraud, to murder trials, to serious fraud cases, to money laundering, to bribery act, corruptions. Ladies and gentlemen, Tice Maddox is equipped to deal with that, equipped to deal with your matters of employment law, from racial discrimination to disability discrimination, to unfair dismissal, to your unlawful deduction of your wages, to whatever criteria that you are yearning for, that you are very unhappy in your place of work and the way you have been treated. Deal with all sorts of constructive dismissal, deal with all sorts of your wage calculations, and deal with all sorts of your pensions that are you worth under the employment law. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a one-stop shop into your commercial dispute. Commercial dispute in terms of your drafting, with any company whatsoever within the shores of this country or outside the shores of this country. If you are doing business from Nigeria, from America, from Asia, from all part of the country or part of the world, and you have an invested interest to do business in this country, you need to be guided under your commercial laws. This is what Tice Maddox Solicitors will offer you. We will take instructions from you and represent your interests in this country. Therefore, you will not need to bother yourself making frequent trips to this country. As long as you give us and you put us into instructions, we will deal with your commercial needs accordingly, and we will correspond with you. That going further to deal with other areas of law, we do family law, landlord and tenants, civil litigations whatsoever. Anything litigation of which you are not happy about, you speak to the professionals. Tice Maddox Solicitors is what you need. Now, to cap up the family life I'm talking about, we will deal with your case in a very professional manner. Why? Our client care is on point. Our representation is on point. We'll keep you informed. I say that because a lot of referrals have come to me, a lot of people who come to the firm, it appears that they don't even know what the other solicitors or the legal representative did on their behalf because they don't have no correspondence from them. They have no correspondence. They are not in touch. They only call on the mobile phone, and they get no response. We don't do that at Tice Maddox Solicitors. We don't. We take your calls. We correspond with you by email, by letter writing. We keep you informed. We write to you. We tell you what we've done, what we're doing, and what we will do. We will keep you informed at every stage of your case. You cannot act on what I say because they are limited information. It's when you come, I'll give you the full information that you need, and you will be glad you did. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all time can permit me to discuss today. I come your way again next week and with another explosive topic of which you will be very glad. You sit down to relax. Pass the message on to someone to tune in and any other days and watch this program. It is completely educative and it enables you to know your right and take steps. Tice Maddox Solicitors welcomes you as you give us a call. Meanwhile, today, stay blessed as we expect your call. Your time has come.
Law Simplified with Justice is anchored by Justice Madufaro. Tice Maddox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. We are well equipped in our litigation and advocacy for the benefit of our clients, corporates, and individuals. Tice Maddox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.